What is going on, everyone? My name is Chris and I'm back again with another cooking video. In this video I'm gonna show you my favorite recipe for pizza. That's right, we're gonna make our own pizza today, and not just the pizza, I'm gonna show you how to make a super awesome tomato sauce, a pizza sauce. So let's jump right into the video. To the ingredients, we have the yellow stuff in here, which I don't know the English word right now, but it's grinded down corns. So we have yeast, 7 grams of yeast, so it's like one sachet or one packet. We have 1 tablespoon of salt. We have a pinch of sugar, as you can see, just a little bit, maybe a quarter of a tablespoon. And we have some olive oil. 1 tablespoon is in here, but we don't need the whole thing in the pizza dough. We have 320 milliliter of warm water. Here again, as in the other recipe, take care it's not watch out that it's not too hot and not too cold. I'm just using all-purpose flour. It's 500 grams in here. So let's mix up the ingredients together. First things first, we're gonna take the yeast, we're gonna put it in the water, and we're gonna mix it nice firmly so the whole yeast is dissolved in the water. As you can see in here, it's like a grayish color, gray, quite light brown color. We wanna, that's the result we want. Wanna mix it a little bit more. Getting to the flour, we can dump the whole flour in a plastic bowl, metal bowl, whatever you prefer. As you can see, I'm gonna mixing the dry ingredients now together. Yeah, yeast is dry too, but in order to get the yeast activated, you need to put it in warm water. The warm water is activating the yeast, which makes the dough rise afterwards. So we are putting in here the salt and the sugar. We're gonna mix it a little bit together just so it's all incorporated. As you can see, that's good, Chris. Good job on the mixing part. Thank you. Once the sugar, the salt, the flour is mixed together, we can add the water and yeast mixture. So as you can see in the video right now, I'm gonna grab just a metal spoon. I'm gonna mix it a little bit and I'm gonna make a little hole in the middle. So I'm gonna put the water in here and then just mix it. So, and while I'm working the pizza dough, I'm gonna give you a little fun fact. The actual term pizza was first recorded in the 10th century in a Latin manuscript in southern Italy, and the town was called Gaeta. I'm sorry for pronouncing it wrong. I'm not so familiar with the Italian language. I'm speaking German, which you probably can hear. So that was the fun fact. I think it's pretty cool. Quite old, so, and still super tasty. So let's get back to the video. So, and as you can see in the video, I am about to transfer the pizza dough to my working space, and here also add a little bit of flour or working space so the pizza dough will not stuck to the surface. And here again, I mentioned it in my bread recipe. Don't overwork the dough. It's as you can see, the dough is still not where we want it to have, where we want it to be, and don't use too much flour. I'm only adding the oil now because that's always what I did. To be completely honest, the first time I did that recipe, I forgot about the oil and I thought, okay, let's just add it now before I'm not gonna put it in at all. At this point, it was quite a long time ago and I was a fresh cook and I didn't know much about pizza, so I was just getting a recipe from a friend of mine. So he gave it to me because he was working in a pizza shop, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna make my own pizza. I'm gonna give it a try. And when I added the oil later, it actually didn't do anything, and that's why I'm still doing it. I'm still forgetting about it sometimes. I mean, if I work the dough and did I put the oil in? Oh, okay, I'm gonna add that, but it's not a big deal. So you perfectly fine adding the oil now or while you're mixing the ingredients. It's completely up to you, and it doesn't make a difference. So, and here you can see the dough is about to getting where we want it to be. Back and forth movement, that's what you kind of want to do. You don't have to. If you have like a machine or something, you can just pop the mixture in the machine and let it all do it by itself. I don't know. I never got one of those fancy machines. I always did the pizza dough with my hands, and I think it's the same result. If you know the consistency the dough needs to have, as like the end result, that's all you need. I mean, with the hands, you can feel it right away. Okay, at this stage, I need to stop. I should stop and let it rest. But yeah, it's completely up to you. Again, I'm just giving you guidelines. I'm just giving you the steps I do. If you have a better way, I'm happy to listen to it. I'm happy to get some different ideas. So put your thoughts in the comments. And as you can see here, the pizza dough is almost done. Let's check. So, and the first step of the dough is almost completed. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna grab another bowl. Here again, whatever you prefer, metal, plastic. I'm having my metal bowl, and we're gonna take the remaining oil, we're gonna put it in the oil and rub it all over the bowl, the inside of the bowl, the corners, the edges. We're gonna put the dough in the bowl and let it rest. We're gonna let the yeast do its job, and the yeast will work the dough and the dough will rise. That's why we use the olive oil, so the dough will not stick to the edges or to the bowl itself. So here you can see we're gonna put the dough in it, and I'm also rubbing a little bit oil on the dough on top. And as you can see in the video, I'm trying to do my best, so because you don't want the dough to stick to the bowl. So at the end, we're gonna take a towel, gonna put it on top of the dough, and that's it for the first step. We can go on now and do our awesome pizza sauce. So we're gonna put the dough aside. So what we need for our pizza sauce. So we have first a shot of red wine. I'm gonna explain later at which step we're gonna need it. We have here as well some oil, and this is called achika. It's a Russian product. It's pretty much ground up chili ketchup without tomato sauce. It's like ketchup, but made with chilies. We have salt, quarter tablespoon, and we have a quarter of tablespoon oregano, sage, celery, salt, and pepper. So also using some vegetable stock, and here I'm using tomatoes out of a can, but if you get the whole tomatoes in a can, it's actually not too bad. They are having a really high quality compared to the chopped ones. And here is I'm pronouncing it right, shiitake mushroom. I love it to put it into all my tomato sauce. It gives you the really nice and earthy taste. Really nice. We really can recommend it to put it in there. So, and while we're gonna put all the ingredients together, here is another fun fact regarding tomato sauce. The Franciscan friar from the Kingdom of Spain, his name was Bernardino de Sahagún. he was the first person ever wrote about like kind of tomato sauce. It was offered to him in a market of the town. Today it's Mexico City. I'm not gonna even go there and trying to pronounce the name it was called back in the days. I'm gonna put it in the description. You can try. Let me know if you manage to pronounce it. But that was in 1790 in a cookbook. There was also an appearance about a sauce with pasta. So here again, pizza in combination. It is really a long. It went a long way. So, and once we have all our ingredients in the blender container, we're gonna grab the stick blender. If you don't have a stick blender, you probably can chop it up. You can chop up the mushroom and the herbs and the rest. You can probably chop it up with a knife, but I picked mine up for $9.99. I understand some people don't want or don't can. That's why I'm telling you, with the knife it's fine too. Chop the tomatoes really fine with the knife and then cook them, because they were in a liquid in the can. They're already really soft, and they're like the consistency. If you squeeze them together, even then you don't have a problem. So if you cook them and you take a whisk and you whisk them in the cooking pot, you shouldn't have any problems getting a nice consistency. I'm using the stick because mine was cheap and I love to use it. I use it for soups as well. And here, don't worry about the color of the tomato sauce. That's the color it's supposed to be at this stage. Once we're gonna transfer the sauce to our pot and we're gonna heat it, we're gonna cook it, the sauce will change to a really nice and bright red. I'm gonna show you in a bit, but that's the one point I really love in making tomato sauce. When you make it your own with like tomatoes, you can see all the steps you're going with. I mean, here again, the color is okay. That's the color I would get if I buy those canned tomato sauces, or maybe in a glass. That would be the color I'm getting. So, and now we are getting to the toppings. I'm just using regular ham. I don't know where I picked it up, chopped it up. That's just leftover cheese I had still in my fridge. I mean, it's as good as anything else. Of course, you can grind up your cheese yourself. And here we have again the yellow corn stuff. And the final result of the tomato sauce, as I told you, isn't that a nice color? And consistency, it thickened up a little bit. Didn't use anything to thicken it up. That's the ingredients you see, and it's perfect consistency for the pizza. So, getting back to our dough, as you can see, perfectly risen. That's how it should be. I think it at least double the size. And didn't I tell you? It did not stick to the sides. Perfect. That's what we wanted. So, and you can grab the dough, cut it in pieces, and if you have a party or if you're in a hurry, you probably can do it right now. But what I do is I'm gonna chop the portion of dough I have. I make 4 pizzas out of this. Chop it in 4 pieces. So first of all, we're gonna flour our surface again. Gonna take the dough out. As you can see, perfect result. I mean, there is a little spot which I could have done a little bit more oil, but nothing major stick to it. That's the perfect consistency we need to have the dough. So, just gonna work it a little bit. Don't go too crazy. Just make a nice, firm, big ball out of it. And yeah, as I said, don't work it too much. You don't want like a stiff dough. When you use too much flour at this stage, and when you use too much work, it's not gonna end well. So here you can see I folded it a couple times, and now I'm pretty much rolling it from one hand to the other. I'm trying to do it as slow as possible, so I'm not gonna too much, not gonna stress out the dough at this stage. I'm gonna cut it now in 4 even pieces. I love it. And if you could smell that, you can smell the yeast, and it's an awesome smell. Really nice. So we're gonna portion it in 4 pieces. As you can see, that's perfectly done, Chris. Nice job. And now we're gonna roll the single pieces. Here again, don't put too much pressure on the dough. Just nice and firmly roll it on your fingers up and down, and with the thumb just push a little bit against it. And the way you want to do it, you push underneath the dough. I'm gonna show you again here, underneath the dough with the thumb. You're gonna push it a little bit, and you get perfectly round and nice balls out of it. It took me a while, but that's the way I was told by a proper pizza chef. So, and while you can check in the video how to roll the other 2 dough balls, here is a little, what would be a video, what would be a YouTube video without like the tips and tricks at the end. So here's my trick. Maybe if you know it, good for you. If not, I'm sure you love it. And the tip is nothing for someone who has like a healthy mind. It involves a lot of frying, and it's definitely not as healthy. So I'm sure a lot of you know there are different pizza variations. You have like the calzone, and that's pretty much a pizza. You put toppings on half of the pizza and then fold the other half on top of it, and then you bake it in the oven. And when I was working in a pizza shop, they did something I haven't, at this stage I haven't seen it yet, and they put the pizza in the fryer. So they pretty much fried a calzone pizza, and the result, it just blew me away. So once the 4 dough balls are finished and rolled out, we're gonna use a cutting board, the yellow stuff from the beginning of the video. I'm gonna put it on the cutting board and let them rest for another 30-35 minutes. And here you can see the result. They are already risen a little bit again. They are nice and fluffy, and now they are ready to become a pizza. So rolling out the pizza dough, or actually forming the pizza to get it ready to put the toppings on, is, well, it's not like something you can do right away, or like, oh yeah, I got it from the first try. For all the pros watching this video and just thought, okay, I'm gonna check out other recipes, apologies, I'm not a pizza cook. I'm doing that at home in my kitchen because I love pizzas, and I think my way works for me. And if you're a pro, you know probably how to roll out a pizza. But if you're new and if you never rolled out a pizza, do it as I do it in the video. I promise you the result, you will love the result. So here you can see I used one of those rolling pins, but just for a little bit. I'm not gonna rolling out the dough like crazy. And as I said, I'm not a pizza cook. I'm not gonna you won't see like throwing the pizza in the air and being like a pro and, oh yeah, look, I can catch it again. No, I wouldn't be able to catch it again, and I would mess up a lot. So that's why I do it that way. As you can see in the video, the first thing I want to do is flatten it out as good as possible. And once the previous steps for you all are completed, once everything is good, the dough has a nice consistency, so it won't rip or you get any cuts in it. So as you can see, I'm just grabbing my fists and I'm sticking out the thumbs a little bit, and then working the dough counterclockwise or clockwise, whatever you want, but be really gentle with the dough and just roll it on your fist, up and down, up and down. That way you can stretch it, but you won't have like an effect as you would like use a rolling pin. It can stuck to it. And when drawing, yeah, I did that a few times. I failed a few times. That's why I'm not doing it anymore. If you can do it, do it. Definitely do it. Make a video, send me the link. I'm gonna check it out. Gonna put a like on it. But for all you non-pros out there, that's the way works for me, and I'm pretty sure it will work for you as well. So, and here, when you have the rolled out pizza in front of you, ready to get the toppings on it, on toppings, there are no limits. You can put everything on it. You can try cream cheese with ham. You can try chili sauce with bacon. There is so much things you can try. So if you have any crazy ideas I could try, or maybe you always cook like your pizza that way and you put the special topping on it, let me know in the comments. I really would try to like have different flavors, or maybe you have some crazy ideas from you guys. So our pizza is now ready, nicely rolled out, and we can put on the toppings. As we already prepared earlier, we're gonna use the tomato sauce first. One nice big scoop in the middle of the pizza. That should be enough. You can adjust later on as we apply the tomato sauce evenly. Here you can see in the video, I'm gonna put a big scoop in the middle, and then I'm not even put pressure on the scoop. I'm just letting it glide on the pizza. So I start in the middle and slowly work my way to the edges of the pizza while I'm getting bigger circles. And and you can see in the video actually, the moment I apply pressure to the scoop, I get those empty spaces, and I'm trying to fill out later on. So don't put any pressure at all on the scoop, and you get nice even. So you can spread the tomato sauce nice and evenly. You can use also a spoon, which is a little bit more difficult, but it's definitely possible. So the next thing you're gonna put on is cheese, and then you put in ham. Here in the video you can see I wasn't paying enough attention. I was doing the video, I had my little dog around, and yeah, I was just not paying enough attention. That's where I realized, oh, what did I just do? Okay, so first cheese, then ham. So you're gonna pop in the pizza for 15 minutes, maybe a little bit less, and that is our result. As you can see, we have a nice crust. The cheese is perfectly melted, and if you could smell that, the smell freshly baked pizza is something really awesome. So, and I have a little trick you can use when the pizza is coming out of the oven. A lot of pizza shops doing that. I'm adding a little touch myself. Usually you mix up some garlic and some oil, and then here you can see you use a brush, and you the edges of the pizza you scrape the edges of the pizza with the brush, so you have like the oil garlic mixture on. But I'm also using chipotle peppers, smoked chipotle peppers. The taste makes it even better. So that's it for our pizza video, and as always, thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'm definitely gonna be back soon with some more cooking videos. Thanks guys.